Hello, everybody. Hello, man. Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Now, let's talk about day two. We'll start off with day one actually, because we didn't make a video on day one because of some schedule. So now let's talk about day one. The way KL Rahul got his 100 at Lords, the way he batted, and you have to give credit to Rohit Sharma as well. Rohit Sharma was playing quite well, missed his 100 by just 16, 17 runs, was looking confident, got a very good ball from Jimmy Anderson. And Manan, what's your take on the way how Indian openers have performed till now?
If I look at day one of Lords, it was almost a perfect day for India. When you expect Indian openers to go out and not get good scores in English conditions, it's a fair expectation. When you see in continuously 3 innings, Indian openers giving good start to the Indian team, it's a sight to behold actually. So when we see the partnership of Rohit and Rahul was the one who was struggling a bit, and Rohit was the one who was putting the runs on the board. And after Rohit went, Rahul took up the responsibility of scoring the runs, and I feel was the highlight of day one.
Now, Manan, let's talk about Virat Kohli's performance. He got a 42. Was looking was looking a little bit scratchy in the start, but like in once he got off a few boundaries, he was looking good. So what's not concerning me out of the three middle order batsmen is Virat Kohli because he's been getting runs in the ODI cricket as well as T20 cricket as well. Test cricket, we know that it hasn't been that great, but if you look at it, he hasn't played continuously. 2020, two matches, then a gap, then one match in Adelaide, then went back home, then test match. But what what's impressing me is that his footwork is looking assured. That's giving me a kind. That's giving me confidence. Even if you look at Ajinkya Rahane, he's also giving me that confidence. I know he got off the nick the very first ball he faced Anderson today, got out for 1 run only. But at least you seem to Ajinkya seem to provide you some kind of assurity when you look at his batting. But now when you talk about someone like Chiteshwar Pujara, he's been caught half cocked, I think, more than 2 to 3 times since the World Test Championship. So Chiteshwar Pujara at the moment, I think, is a concern. What's your take on Chiteshwar Pujara? And then we'll move on to today's India's performance and how this day went up.
From the start of Pujara's career, everybody questions his approach to batting of wearing the bowlers down and in some cases not able to score at a good rate. Until that time, when you question his approach to cricket, it's fine because he's at least spending time on the crease. But now, as we can see, since he's come to England, that there are issues in his techniques which has come up. And in England, it's the biggest test of technique for each batsman. So I think he needs some time off after the series gets over, obviously, and he should take a break and work on the moving ball because if we don't have him for a few more years, I think there'll be a big void at number three.
Yeah. So now let's move on to what happened today. KL was batting overnight, scored 100, looking good the way he was batting. But second ball of the day, straight through the covers, in the hands. So that I think that was the moment that actually changed the momentum towards England. If you look at India's bat, India would have got around 400 or 450 runs. India were looking that good. And if you look at the last game as well, previous game, when the entire middle order failed, India could just get only 278 runs. But this game, when Virat got some runs were contributed later on by Jadeja as well. It actually made sure that India at least got 300 360 runs something. So what India lacked, I think, was that India lost the wicket on the very second ball, and then Ajinkya Rahane, first ball of Jimmy Anderson's over, and Rahane is gone. So I think those were issues that are actually concerning me because that collapse, collapse is a big concern for India in the middle order, and India need to find a solution to it. Now let's talk about the way Ravindra Jadeja batted and the way Rishabh Pant batted. Rishabh Pant came in, was looking fearless. But do you think is it the right approach to play Test cricket? Is it the right approach to inspire the younger generation to play Test cricket? From my side, the answer may be no. It works for Rishabh Pant. It might not work for someone else. Even Rishabh Pant got lucky the way he was playing. I know he's got 34, 35 runs. Good, good for him. But it could have caused trouble if he could have missed time one and it would have been a. So, what's your take on Rishabh's batting and Ravindra Jadeja's those crucial 40 runs that actually got India to 260?
So when we look at as follower of the game, I actually look at the batting approach and how it complements the whole batting order. So when you look at India's core of India's batting at 3, 4, 5, and 6, you have two defensive players in Rahane and Pujara, and then you have two people who like to take on the bowlers and score runs as fast as possible in Kohli and Pant. Pant especially, Kohli not to a very aggressive extent. So, in this Indian batting order, Rishabh Pant fits in quite well. But if we look at the future, I don't think after say 20 years, when you have players coming in who have taken inspiration from Rishabh Pant and will bat at 6 and 7, the composition of the team will be completely different. I don't think any person from this team would be playing at that time. Most probably they'll be coaching. So it's a very special case of Rishabh Pant. Even though his approach is fine, he's not getting results as such.
Now let's talk about contribution from our lower order, and then we'll move on to India's bowling today. If you look at India's lower order contribution, first match, I was saying to you, if you remember, while we were discussing, that don't be so happy. This lower middle order, this tail will provide you. One day they might provide you runs, but they are not proper batsmen like other teams have some very good tail enders, and that's what actually happened today. I know Ishan got a few boundaries and all, but if you look at the way India's tail enders batted, Bumrah got a duck, uh, Shami got a duck, Siraj couldn't even face the ball, Jadeja got out. So India somehow needs to give more time to the tail enders in the nets so that they can contribute 30, 40 runs every game. Because those 30, 40 runs can eventually be the difference in winning or losing a test match. Now, Manan, let's move on to India's bowling today, the second half of the test match today. So, from the second session, if you look at India's bowling, I think initially India weren't spot on because Ishant and Bumrah were not getting the ball to spin that much, and they weren't that spot on, to be very honest. It was Siraj when Siraj came in the third session, very first spell, and I think credit should go to captain and senior players as well that they had a plan for Sibley, uh, got KL somewhere silly around
Short mid
silly
wicket.
short mid wicket. Yeah, it was short mid wicket. So so near the silly point, somewhere around the short mid wicket, and then got Sibley out. Then I think Haseeb Hamid was very unlucky and very unfortunate. I think it was pressure that took over him because that ball wasn't that great. There were many balls that Siraj bowled in that spell, which were way better than that. But I think Haseeb completely misjudged the ball and it crashed his stumps. And then if you look at the way Rory Burns and Joe Root batted, you have to give credit to them. And I think the pitch also played a very important role because the pitch there is some kind of a lateral movement, but if you see the pitch is getting slower on the slower side. What's your take on the pitch? Is it getting on the slower side, or what's your opinion on that? And then we'll discuss it further.
Yeah, so on the pitch, we could see even on day one, some balls kept low and kept low to a decent extent so that we could make the judgment that this will be getting slower and slower. And there was not much pronounced lateral movement as well, considering in English conditions. So I think we'll be going down to the fifth day on this test match at least. Because of the slowness of the wicket, it's harder for bowlers to take wickets. And you are completely correct when you said that Indian bowlers were not completely on the mark. Yes, Shami and Siraj, their final spells were very, very good. But overall, not a very good day for the Indian bowlers.
Jasprit, to be very honest, because Jasprit wasn't looking Jasprit today. The way Jasprit bowled in Nottingham, he was nowhere back. And if you look at Ishant, I won't say that Ishant's second spell was very good. First spell, I know he was a little bit disappointing. He couldn't get the ball to spin that much and wasn't that much spot on. But when you look at his second spell, he was troubling Joe Root a lot. Joe Root was actually very lucky. Got 3 to 4 chances. The ball fall short. So I think overall, I think Indian team would be satisfied with the 118 runs and 3 wickets gone. Indian team would be quite satisfied. And I think tomorrow is going to be a very, very, very crucial day in terms of this test match. First session, if India gets Root, I can assure you India is winning this test match. If India gets Root, the very first session, you see a collapse because Root has been a backbone for them, and the way Root has been playing, it's visible that 100 in Nottingham and the way he's playing even this innings as well, he's been very good. India needs to get Root somehow, and I think India should start off with Ishant Sharma and just Mohammad Siraj tomorrow morning. Reason I'm saying this is I feel Jasprit Bumrah can be used as first change. Give the ball to someone like Mohammad Siraj, who was bowling really well today. And I think if you show some kind of confidence in that boy, he'll give you breakthroughs. And I think today, the way captain backed in, the way seniors were backing him, well bowled Siraj, everything and all, that's what made the difference. That was the difference between Nottingham and Lords today. If you look at Nottingham, I think people were expecting from Jasprit, Shami, and the two senior pros. But if you look today, I think the team was backing Siraj to get that in swinger, and they were continuously asking him to ball those wobbly incoming deliveries. So I think that's what made the difference, and I think team should back
Exactly.
Siraj with the new with the initial overs. Now, as you know, today is left-handers day, and I won't let you go before making a all-time India left-handed 11. Let's start with your openers. Who will be your openers, Manan?
So from the top of
It's
my
a
mind,
all
I would.
format. It's a all format 11, so you can
So
put in
from the
anyone
top of
and
my mind,
everyone.
I would be choosing Gautam Gambhir and Shikhar Dhawan as my openers.
Yes, there'll be openers in my team as well. Number 3 has to be Saurabh Ganguly, and he'll be the
Number
captain
three
as
has
well.
to be Dada. Yes, it has to be Dada.
Yeah. Number
And
4,
also
number
our
5.
captain.
Yeah, number 4, number 5. I think it's quite obvious. You have to go with Yuvraj and Suresh Raina. At 4,
Yeah.
Yuvraj, 5, Suresh Raina, or maybe vice versa. You have an all-rounder as well. Now, number 6, I'll go with Rishabh Pant. Your keeper, you need a keeper as well, and I think he's the best keeper at the moment. If you look at
Yeah, I would also go with Rishabh Pant. You could probably make a case for Parthiv Patel, but I think Rishabh Pant is the
yeah,
better prospect
I
in this
think
team.
I think Parthiv. When it comes between Rishabh and Parthiv, you'll obviously choose Rishabh because of the performances. Now let's move on to number 7. Has to be an all-rounder, a person who can bowl and bat as well, and that I think is Irfan Pathan. You have to go with Irfan Pathan at number 7. Who's your number
For
8?
sure, I would take Irfan or maybe even Jadeja at number 7, any
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those.
Jadeja at 7, maybe Irfan at 8. Depends on the form, depends on the situation. Now
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
talk
for
about
sure.
9, 10, 11. Who are your 9, 10, 11?
I would go with Bishan Singh Bedi as my spinner and two pacers in Ashish Nehra and obviously Zahir Khan.
Okay. Zahir and Ashish are almost certain. I'll give you one more name with Bishan Singh Bedi. I'll give you Murli Karthik. If you look at his record in ODI cricket as well, he was a good spinner. I know he didn't play much because Harbhajan and Anil Kumble were at top of
Yeah.
their game, but Murli Karthik was someone who's been bowling really well. But you've gone with the master. I'll also go with the master. So Bishan Singh Bedi has to be there in this team. So that's our 11. Thank you so much, Manan. It was great fun shooting with you. Uh,
It was great to be here on your channel, sir. Thank you
yeah,
for having me.
we'll talk soon. We'll get you soon in the upcoming videos. Now, please ask your friends, family, and everyone to subscribe the channel and like the video.
So, my friends, my family, everybody watching this video, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with anybody and everybody who likes cricket. And do like the video.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.